Thing.
Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Don't change the channel. This isn't the same video you saw last week. It's just the same intro with the same saw. So last time we looked at this saw, what did we do? I think we fixed the starter. And this time we're going to look at the oil pump. So the customer complaint is that it's not oiling the bar and chain. And we're going to investigate that. First thing we want to do is remove the bar and chain. Make sure that the chain brake is released. Remove the bar nuts. Pull the bar and chain, and then you want to inspect the bar and see that any feed hole for the oil is not blocked. Well, if that was going to oil, it would have done it by then. So we do have some type of oiling problem. Got a bunch of dirt here too. We're going to get this cleaned up before we start taking things apart. So first thing we want to do is remove the clutch. A lot of different ways to do that. If you have special tools like I do, it's pretty easy to spin it off of there. You may have to devise your own special tool, and you may have to remove the spark plug and drop some rope into the cylinder to hold the engine from turning over so you can remove the clutch. But whatever you do, remember that the threads on the clutch are backwards. Turning it to the right will loosen the clutch. Alright, so that black plastic piece there that's surrounding the crankshaft, that's the oil pump itself. This tin plate, we're going to have to remove that. It's in the way. There's just a little bit of a tang that friction fits that plate around that bar stud. And I bent that tang up a little bit so it wasn't grabbing the stud, and then we're able to slide it off of there. Now there's a couple of Phillips head screws that hold this pump in place. We'll remove those screws. And there's our pump. So I didn't have a close-up shot here of the pump itself, but there's gears on that pump that are turned by gears on the crank, and the pump gears were stripped. So we have to replace the pump. In some cases, you may just have to clean some debris that's built up, not around the gears so much, but the intake of the pump, the oil feed. If you find debris there, you'll want to flush the tank as well. So this is the oil feed line right here. That comes directly from the tank, and right now I'm just checking to make sure that oil freely flows out of the tank. And there you can see it's dripping. I don't need to make a huge mess to know that oil isn't being, held up in the tank or blocked or the screen and plugged, anything like that. So now what we want to do is we're going to put the pump on. But you'll see here that I missed a step, so we're going to back up. Look how nice that fits. Ding, 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 ding. I forgot to grease it. I like to put grease on these oil pump gears. I think that they last longer this way, as long as you can keep the dirt out of them. So back together it goes. First we put the nose of the pump into the oil feed rubber hose. Then we just push it down flush. Spin our couple of Phillips head screws back in there. Alright, there is a washer. We're going to put a little bit of grease on the end of the crankshaft because the needle bearing is inside this clutch drum. So that's getting a little bit of a shot of grease. And there was a washer there that rides behind this clutch. So we're spinning it to the left to tighten it. What are we looking at now? I guess we're just cleaning things up. Let's see if it oils. So it took a minute to prime up, but it seems to be oiling just fine. Now we're going to push that little tang closer to flush before we push this over this bar stud. That'll lock that tang in place. We'll get our bar and chain put back on here. And then after we have this assembled, we're going to test run it again and make sure that it's feeding oil to the bar. I mean, we know it will, but we want to see it. And I think at the end of this video we might do a little bit of carb adjusting, messing around a little bit or something. But as far as the oil pump repair goes, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Later. Stripes.